Alright, so this is one quick video I'm going to be doing on some other types of chords, such as sus chords or add chords. You may have seen those and wondered what those were. So I'm going to write out a few that you may have seen, and then I'm going to go over them. So some common ones you might see, and I'm going to be using C, the chord of C, scale of C, key of C. I'm going to be using C, the C chord, for this demonstration. So if you might have seen something like C sus2, sus4, add 9, etc. These are probably the most common ones you'll see. And you may be wondering what those are. So we're going to start with the two sus chords, the 2 and the 4. And when we're using C, going back again to our triad chords, our normal triad. This is a normal C major. When we are doing a sus chord, we are substituting the 3 with another note, either the 2 or the 4. So, and again we have 1, 2, 1, 3, 5, in case you didn't see my triads video. But we are substituting for sus2, for C sus2. We are taking this 3, we are substituting it with the 2, the second note in the scale. So we're playing this. That's our C sus2. Now if we did a C sus4, same thing, except instead of the 3, we're playing the 4. So that's a sus4. If you were to write these out, you've already seen the chord symbols. C sus2, we're going to have our C as usual. Then we're going to have D. So that's going to be, make sure I make this clear here. Maybe to move it down a little bit farther. So if we had our other line here, our C, our D, which is the 2, and then G, which is 5. That's what our sus2 would look like. Sus4, C is the same here. Then we're going to take, instead of our 3, we're going to go up 1. So it's here at F. And then 5 is G. So that's what our sus4 would look like written out on sheet music. Now C add 9. We are just taking our normal triad, but we are adding the 9th note in the scale to that chord, which means we're moving up into a new octave. So our first octave is C to C. We're playing our 1, our 3, and our 5. This C here is our 8, but it would also be the 1 of the next octave. And to make this clear, helpful, I'm going to write out these numbers. Should have done this before, but hopefully you were able to understand. So this is our first octave. Here we could consider that C the 1 of the next octave up, or we can consider it the 8. So for the add 9, we're going to consider that an 8, then we're going to keep going. So that's our 9, the second D. So 9 is the same as 2 in the octave above. So you could think of it as either way, as playing a 9 or the 2 in the next octave. So when we do our add 9, sorry, I played an extra note there. Our add 9, this also works in reverse. So you could choose, and there's no negatives and positives in this, so it's really up to you or how the sheet music is written. Typically you're going to play this, the triad, in the lower octave, the add 9 in the higher octave. But you could choose to flip that and play the D in this lower octave down here. So you could play like this. And that's also just a creative option you have. But if you're unsure, if there's no clear specification, I would default to this one here. So if we write that out, I'm gonna put our C, then our E right here, G, and then we're going up to D in the higher octave. So that means we're gonna go, it's been a while, guys. We're gonna go to D right here. That should be correct. Yes. So this is what our add 9 would look like. And my throat is getting a little scratchy here. Just for as another example, let's do the chord in a higher octave, and we're gonna do the 9 or the 2 from a lower octave, just to give an example of what that might look like. So if we start C, E, and G, and then we come down here, we write our D. That's another way you could write it. But as I said before, when in doubt, this is the most common way. This is your default way of playing that chord. And again, if we're to do add 10, add 12, etc., we're just going to keep moving that note, so 9, 10, etc. So that's a quick breakdown, a little longer than I intended, but a quick-ish breakdown of sus chords and add chords.